This video, I want to talk about using conversion bridges when you're using and doing pharmacy math. Sometimes people have a hard time converting things when you're asked to go from one unit to a different unit. Some people have a little bit harder of a time. So there is an easier way if you do run into this problem. It's called a conversion bridge. There's other sites that call it the label factor method. But basically, this is used when you need to convert one unit to another unit and you really don't know how to get there. So in this way, you're actually building bridges to get to the final info to give you your answer unit. So for example, you've got 3 feet in a yard, and what you're going to do is build a ratio. So in that ratio would look like there is 3 feet in 1 yard. So it looks like that. This would be your starting unit over on the side. And then what we want to get to is our answer unit. So that would just be, that's just one way you would set up your ratio. So let's look at what it would look like in an actual problem. So you've got a dog, he weighs 10 kilograms and he needs 10 megs per kg. I only have 50 milligram tablets on hand. How many tablets is he going to require? So this can be a little daunting for some people that have trouble converting units, and they're telling me what he weighs, and now they want to know how many tablets he requires. So in order to get there, we can build some bridges. So let's go ahead with our starting factor. We know the dog is 10 kilograms. And then we're going to go ahead and say, well, for every kilogram, it's 10 milligrams. So I'm going to go ahead and say 10 milligrams over here for every kilogram. And the way to set these up is you want to be able to get rid of these units. So by placing them opposite each other on the bottom, you're able to go ahead and get rid of that right away. So I can go ahead and get rid of the unit of kilograms right now. So that's gone. I don't have to worry about that. So now they gave me more information. They said I have 50 milligram tablets on hand. So my milligram is up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 50 milligram down here. And that's per tab. So I can go ahead and get rid of my milligrams on that side. And now all I need to do is simply multiply straight across. So 10 times 10, 100. 1 times 50 is 50, and that leaves me with 2. And the unit that I'm left with on this side, I'm just going to transfer it over here. So this dog is going to be getting 2 tablets. So that's just a quick and simple conversion bridges. I'm going to go through 3 more of them with you. So we've got a 5 kilogram cat. He is going to require 25 megs per kg of medication, and our tablets come in 500 megs. How many tablets am I going to go ahead and give him? So let's go ahead with our starting factor. We know he is a 5 kilogram cat. And if you need to have a placeholder, you can always put this over 1 if you don't want to just kind of hang it out in the air like that. And our tablets are 25 megs for every kg. And how many milligrams are in all of our tablets? 500 for every tablet. And now let me go ahead and just get rid of the units that I don't need. I can cancel out my kilograms. I can cancel out my milligrams. And now I can just math straight across. So that leaves me with 125 over 500. Then I would just simply divide that. And that leaves me with 1/4 of a tablet. And remember, you've already gotten rid of all those other units. So I'm just simply going to take that one and move it over here so he's getting a quarter of a tab. Let's do another one. I've got a 25-pound dog. He needs 50 megs for every 2 kegs of pain meds after his surgery. My tablets are only coming in 100 milligram form. So how many tablets is this dog going to need? So I know we're super used to going ahead and converting megs, pounds to kegs and kegs to pounds. But if you still struggle with that, you can also put that into your conversion bridge and make another bridge to get to your final destination of how many tablets this dog needs. So let's do our starting factor, which was 25 pounds. And again, you can put that placeholder over there. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. How many megs per pound? Or how many kegs per pound? There is 1 keg for every 2.2 pounds. And now they told me what I got, what he needs is 50 megs for every 2 kegs. And what I have on hand are 100 milligram tablets. Get rid of all the units that you can cancel out. Boom, boom, boom. Multiply across. 1, 2, 5, 0, 4, 4, 0, which gives me 2.8. Again, I'll just bring that over here. So he's getting 2.8 tabs. Now that's not really a realistic. They're probably going to tell you to round up. So always check and see if the question is asking you to round up to the nearest whole. In this case, you would probably round up to the nearest whole, but for just sake of the problem, the correct answer, the exact answer would be he requires 2.8 tablets in order to fulfill this prescription. All right, now I'm just going to throw one more out there. We've got a drug order. It is for 60 milligrams. The medication that we have on hand is 2 megs per mil, and it comes in liquid form. So how many tablespoons will be given? So some of these questions will just kind of rely on some of the conversion factors that you've had to memorize in the past. How many tablespoons are in a milliliter? And if you remember, for every tablespoon, there is 15 milliliters. If you didn't remember that, just go back to your conversion charts and take a look at those, because I know on some of my tests I do have questions like this, and it'll be also on your final. VTNE may also throw some of these types of questions at you that rely on just basic conversions. It might not be talking about grains or anything like that, but something that is tablespoon to milliliter or milliliter to tablespoon would probably be a very, very common one that you might see. So let's go ahead. What is my original number? I've got to get this animal 60 megs of meds. And for every 1 ml, there is 2 megs in this particular med that I have. And let's go ahead and make another bridge so we can get our conversion factor in here. So for every 1 tablespoon, there is 15 mLs. And now I can just cancel, 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 and then multiply across. Let me put my little placeholder one up there for you guys. So that would be 60 over 30. And my remaining unit is a tablespoon. So just drop that over here. So I would end up with 2 tablespoons is what that animal will be given. And that's how you do your conversion bridges. They're pretty simple, and I kind of like them because if you do have a problem with trying to figure out how to place things, this kind of just lays everything out for you. So the common errors would be accidentally maybe switching and multiplying 2 megs times that 60, and then you're getting 120 divided by 15. So this really lays everything out for you. When you get to the BTNA, you will get scratch paper to use. For my tests, you're allowed to use scratch paper. So if you need to use the conversion bridge method to be able to kind of keep your units straight, that's basically what this is for. This is for people that really struggle with trying to get their units straight. It might be helpful too once we get to CRIs, just to keep all those units all in order so you're not miscalculating somewhere along the way. The other cool thing about conversion bridges is, let's say, I had switched this one with this one. So I had the 1 tablespoon over 15 ml, then the 1 ml over 2 megs. It doesn't really matter. As long as I have all of the correct items in there and multiply straight across, and everything is, directly catty corner from each other, so you can go ahead and cancel units, you should end up with the same answer. So in that respect, that makes conversion bridges really easy. Now, I do tell people, if you don't need to utilize conversion bridges, don't do it. I say that only because some people are able to math this all out in their head or math it out the traditional way. This is for people that may need a little more visual representation of where their units are, and if you don't need that help, sometimes these conversion bridges can mess you up a little bit. So if you do need help keeping your units straight, this is a really great technique for you guys. Thanks so much. And if there's any other kinds of math that I could possibly do a video on, let me know in the comment section, and I will do my best to get those up there for you. Thanks so much, guys.